What's going on, guys? Lunch with Coach John. This episode, literally just a protein shake because I'm on the fritz. So, yeah, this is literally MCT powder, grass-fed whey protein, 30 grams of frozen strawberries, ice, and water. It's delicious. Total, I think it's 170 calories, 10 grams of fat, 3 total carbs, 20 grams of protein. It's pretty good. That is my cat. I thought I would just take a second, and this video would be strictly to really just answer y'all's questions while I enjoy my protein shake. So let's get into it. Now, I'm not going to answer all the questions on this video because I want to save some for tomorrow, but let's do 3 of them. Alright, first one is, I had seen a video about the keto calculator on Keto Savage's website explaining about if carbs are greater than 20, add amount over 20 to daily protein, but I don't remember where. I do not understand what that means. Maybe you know. Yeah, so this Keto Savage calculator, www.ketosavage.com. I'll put the link below. It's a TDEE calculator. It gives you your BMR, and then whether you have weight loss, weight gain, or maintenance goals, it gives you a certain number. Basically, especially when you're first starting keto, Robert, and so do I, believe in a very high fat ratio, low total carb to get you really extremely fat adapted. So generally, it'll do a basic percentage of like 2 or 3% carbs, I think, based on when I've done my numbers on that calculator. Those are kind of the ratios that popped up on my spreadsheet. It'll be like 2 or 3% generically. So if your calories are really high, that might go higher than 20 total. So he's saying, like, so for instance, if it comes out to 180 grams of fat, 120 grams of protein, and 40 total carbs, he's telling you make that 20 total carbs and make it 140 grams of protein, 180 grams of fat. So take those carbs, move them to your protein. Reason being is that carbs and protein have the same calorie density, gram for gram, but obviously protein's not going to affect you like carbs would when it comes to fat adaptation and a ketogenic diet. All of that makes sense. Okay. This is so good. I love these shakes after I work out. I have a milk mustache. Okay. What are your thoughts on intermittent fasting, alternate day fasting, and fasting too much? So, that's a great question. I am okay with fasting. I'm a fan of fasting in a healthy environment. I think that occasional fast can be really, really good to reset your digestion. They can be really good to refocus. They can be really good to give your body time to have autophagy, recycle cells. It can help with inflammation. Fasting can be very powerful. However, fasting can also be very dangerous. Fasting can stress you out. It can cause chronic cortisol elevation. It can cause binge tendencies. It can cause a binge purge-like cycle of eating a lot and then fasting to get over it. So my answer really is have self-awareness and do what works best for you for overall health, right? If you're trying to fast because the keto community or somebody told you to fast and it's stressing you out, I promise you that chronically elevated cortisol from being stressed is doing way more damage than the benefits of fasting. Hands down. If you are binging and then purging by fasting extended day to make up for the calories or to get ready for extra calories, that's a terrible habit to get in because eventually that fasting can manifest into something else. Or you can be doing it for too long and you can really be hurting yourself. If you fast past 48 hours, it's been shown that after 48 hours, your metabolism really starts to downregulate from fasting because it's aware it's not getting fed. It starts to catch on. So if you're doing like 3-day fast followed by a binge or 3-day fast once a week to help lose weight, your body's gonna catch on to that and you might rebound. It might shoot ghrelin up and make you binge. It might start an eating disorder cycle. So again, there's nothing wrong with fasting in essence. It has a lot of health properties. But if you are doing it in an unhealthy way, any of those that we just talked about, it's not for you. That would be my answer. I want to get ideas to get more fat in my diet without adding protein. Yeah, it's a great question. So you have, maybe I'll just put a list right here too. You have olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, beef tallows, butter, heavy cream cheese. You've got coconut cream is a big one that a lot of people don't think about. Like, if you take, like, coconut cream is good on its own. Like just buy a can of coconut cream. 1 tablespoon is like 6 grams of fat, like half a carb, and like 0 protein. So like literally like a whole can is like an obnoxious amount of fat. Not even 5 total carbs. Not even 5 grams of protein. And you literally put that in a bowl and don't shake the can. Open the can, just scoop the white stuff out. Put some stevia in there or your favorite sweetener, or maybe like a dash of cinnamon. Mix it around, eat it with a spoon. Let it get cold, eat it like ice cream. Huge fat bomb. Yeah, like get inventive. You know, like fat bombs are a cool thing. Keto bricks, I'm sorry, but they're just good for that. They're good for raising fat without really messing with protein too much. Let me also add, be more inventive with your food. A lot of people don't know that for every tablespoon of butter, you can use 1 egg. So like if you're eating 3 eggs in the morning, add 3 tablespoons of butter to those 3 eggs. Those eggs will mop up all that butter. And now you have a meal that went from roughly 15 grams of fat to 48 grams of fat. And literally almost no change in volume. But you're getting your fats in. So things like that, or like, you know, cook your fish in a tablespoon of avocado oil and then drizzle a tablespoon on top. Or like mix the tablespoon on top with like seasonings and drizzle it over the top. Now you have a fish that is around 10 grams of fat per 4 ounces. You make a 4-ounce fillet that way. It just went from 10 grams of fat to 38 grams of fat. You see how big that jump is? So if you did that avocado oil trick and that butter trick on the same day, you've literally added 57 grams of fat to your day without almost any changes. So yeah, I hope those were good answers for your questions. Thank you for putting questions in the comment box. I just got off the video chat with gonna be a really good friend. There's a brand of bread. They're really big believers in like a lot of fiber, you know, and we kind of had a long discussion about how, like, you know, I track total carbs and why, and we talked about the health implications of fiber, and their beliefs, and he shared a lot of like studies with me I wasn't aware of. So there's gonna be something I'm gonna be trying. I don't know if I'm gonna start tomorrow or Sunday, but basically I'm gonna be doing like a cool little experiment for like 3 or 4 days, and I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna let y'all in on it when I finalize what it's gonna look like. I have to play with numbers, but just know that I'm probably gonna be eating a lot more fiber to see what happens, and I'll explain why and all of that probably tomorrow. So yeah. Alright guys, that's it. Questions answered. Protein shake is down. Until next time.